I'm always a little bit reluctant to say which area was strongest in, so perhaps I'll talk about which areas we're most famous for. I think certainly in East Asia, we are most famous and most popular for art and design subjects. So this is primarily because of our university's history. So Nottingham Trent University has not always been called Nottingham Trent University. We were actually a government design school when we were first established. We were called Nottingham's Government School of Design, and this was way back in 1843. So our history is in art and design, and this history has led to a really strong reputation for art and design in present day. We are ranked in the world's top 100 universities for art and design by QS. And so this is a subject area where we receive lots of applications from students from Taiwan. Now, of course, we teach many other subjects. I believe we have over 500 courses now. So we offer everything from business to psychology to science and technology and law. There is really something for everybody at our university. And we have good reputations for different subject areas in different countries, but certainly here in East Asia, NTU and art and design are synonymous with one another. Almost everything you can think of within the field of art and design. We don't teach performing arts, but we do teach almost everything else. So we have programs in fashion, such as fashion design, but also fashion business programs. So things like fashion marketing, fashion communication and promotion, fashion branding programs, things of that nature. We also teach courses such as animation, we teach illustration. That's a very, very popular course actually amongst Taiwanese applicants, illustration. In addition to that, we teach textiles. Our city, actually Nottingham, it was once a famous textiles hub, I suppose you could say. In fact, there is still an area of our city called the Lace Market, and this is based on the history of the city as a manufacturing hub for lace. But in amongst all of those, in addition to all of those courses, we teach things like graphic design as well, of course. It's a very, very popular subject area for us. Like I said, pretty much every art and design program you can think of, we have it. We also have music as well, which falls within Nottingham School of Art and Design. And we even have really quite specialist programs such as esports production, and we do event management. So as you probably gathered, we teach almost everything you can think of in that field. Now, what I think really makes us special is that the university, which is actually my former university, I was an NTU student, and since I graduated, there has been a huge amount of investment in the facilities at Nottingham Trent. We opened our brand new design and digital arts building, and this is I think it's £43 million facility, so very, very expensive. So within our design and digital arts building, we have an incredible facility which is actually used in The Mandalorian and in other filmmaking, film franchises and TV shows. And this is it's essentially like a huge green screen where we can essentially transport a film's location into a highly realistic situation, which means that students and filmmakers, they don't need to necessarily travel to a location in order to film a particular scene. We can create the scene in person in our virtual production studio. So please do have a look at our website of the virtual production studio, because it is fantastic. I think it might be the jewel in the crown of our campus. So we have a virtual tour on our website, so you can actually go and check this out. But it's a fantastic facility, and it's 9 stories. Now, I'm saying this in Taipei, where you have so many tall buildings, but in Nottingham, a 9-story building is exciting. So, for those of you that don't know, Nottingham Trent University is one of the UK's most popular universities. We are consistently one of the top 10 universities in the UK for the number of students that apply to us. So we're very well known and very respected, particularly within the UK. We're also one of the biggest universities in the country. It's over 39,000 students, I believe. It's nearly 40,000 students. So lots of different subjects available, not just art and design. I think we teach over 500 courses now. It's funny because people that do my job, that are responsible for supporting students from a different region, they find themselves talking to students about very different courses. So I speak a lot about art and design and business programs here in Taiwan, but in other markets, we are really well known for courses like science and technology programs, things like biosciences, for example, or engineering. They've had massive amounts of investment. I was recently delivering a presentation and I was trying to calculate how much money we had spent on my old campus, which is our Clifton campus, where our School of Science and Technology is based. And I calculated it was around £63 million since 2017.
Wow.
My parents actually, they still have to drive past that campus when they visit me, and my mother always calls me and she says, Dave, what are they building now? There's another new building. It's mostly finished now though. But science and technology is one area, and I know that this is really important. This area is really popular amongst Taiwanese students as well. And something that students might not be aware of is that we have what's called a Taiwan STEM scholarship, and this is a 50% scholarship for students studying science and technology programs at our university that are from Taiwan. So you do have to apply for this, it's not automatic, but I think it's important that I know science and technology, really keen to grow that subject area and attract more students in Taiwan. We have so many different programs. I mentioned business, but also very popular for courses like psychology and law as well. We have one of the UK's biggest law schools. Actually, on our website, you might want to check this out. On our Taiwan page, you can actually see an interview with one of our former Taiwanese students who studied law with us. Two things I really want to point out about our law school. I've already said it's one of the biggest in the UK, but also we have some really great facilities there too. So we actually have 2 courtrooms on campus.
Wow. So
students can practice mooting in that kind of a real court setting. But in addition to that, one of the things I am most proud of is we have a legal advice centre. So we are one of the very small number of UK universities that has its own training law firm on our campus.
Wow.
So students have the opportunity to gain work experience, working on real cases with real people in our training law firm. We actually do a lot of work for the local community where we can provide free and low-cost legal advice to members of the public that require it. I think it's a fantastic thing that we offer. I think that being part of the community is so important to us. Nottingham is a medium-sized city, but it has 2 very large universities. So actually, the students make up a huge proportion of our population, and so it's important that we engage with the community, and we try to do that wherever we can. In recent years, it's been our highest ranked subject area. But again, it's an area where in Taiwan we're perhaps not as well known for. But there was a period, I think it was a couple of years ago, we were actually ranked in the top 5. It's a subject area we do really well for. We have some fantastic facilities again. We have a ballistics lab, which is really cool, I think. But my favourite facility for forensic science students is we have a crime scene training facility. With the local police, I guess, of course, I'm sure there's opportunities for students to do that, whether that's working voluntarily or having guest speakers coming in to support our course. In fact, some of our course leaders have actually worked for the police for many years. So I met a course leader from our forensic science program a couple of years ago now, and they were a crime scene investigator for the police, I think for about 20 years. So really experienced. But this crime scene house, we own that. It's a house that we have on our campus, and we simulate crime scenes. So this could be like a break-in or a robbery or even like a murder scene. We have things like a blood splatter analysis room where we can use real blood, animal blood, not human blood, to learn how blood splatter analysis can help a case to be solved. So it's really high-tech stuff. It's something that I think I would be quite interested in studying myself. I mean, sadly, it is always in demand, especially for things like the police force. Unfortunately, crimes will be committed forevermore, and so there's always going to be demand for those types of jobs. As a former NTU student, part of our alumni community, Our recent recognition as being first in the UK for employability is probably one of the pieces of recognition that I'm most proud of because of the support that we offer to our students. So last year, the University of Oxford was in first place. This year, we knocked them off the top spot. I'm sorry to my colleagues at Oxford. You'll be back again next year, you never know. But NTU offers outstanding career support, and what I really want to emphasise is that the support that we offer is not just during your studies. We have a fantastic employability team that have a very visible presence on campus. Most of you will walk past them every single day. That team is there to support you with everything from helping you to write a professional CV to even doing mock interviews with you, telling you about local job fairs and job opportunities. They are here to give you a platform from which to begin your search and your search for a job. I mentioned that we offer the support whilst you're a student, but also once you graduate for 3 years, you are able to access one-to-one careers coaching from our employability team. So I feel that this level of support should hopefully give you some reassurance about the fact that you're in good hands at Nottingham Trent, and that when you are looking for a job, you should not do it alone. I often say to people that I loved my time at Nottingham Trent and I have no regrets, but I do have one, and that is that I didn't utilise the employability team's support as much as I should have done. I have a job that I love right now. I'm really fortunate. But when I was 19 or 20 years old, our employability team, I remember them coming to talk to me, to give me all this advice, and I thought, I can do this by myself. That was a silly thing for me to do. So this team is literally being paid and they are being targeted on their ability to find you a job. So please utilise their expertise and maximise that support whilst you're with us and in your first stages after graduation. I loved the life, and I continue to love the life in Nottingham. So I've lived there for about 20 years now, which makes me feel very old to say it, but I consider it my home. As you mentioned, Nottingham is a very popular student city. So the city is really catered towards the student population because there are 2 very large universities based there. So the shopping is really good. It's low cost as well. So Nottingham is based in an area called the Midlands, and the National Student Money Survey named the Midlands as the cheapest place in England to live as a student. So if you are concerned about the cost of UK study and you're worried about your budget, Nottingham is friendly to the wallet in that sense. So it's not as expensive as other larger cities. It's a medium-sized city in the UK, so it isn't as big as my hometown of Manchester or London or Birmingham, but I think it's a really nice size. It's easy to get around, but there is enough to do. There's always great nightlife in the city. We have something called a purple flag, which we've had for 14 consecutive years, and this is a recognition of Nottingham's safety and the quality of its nightlife and how welcoming it is. So the general community in Nottingham and at the university is fantastic. I was really fortunate when I was a student at Nottingham Trent. My social life shaped my entire future. I met my wife at Nottingham Trent in a class. I met my best friend in my university hall of residence. I met my godchildren's parents at Nottingham Trent as well. So in terms of the friendliness of the society and the strength of the community, I think it's second to none. Like I said, it's one of the cheapest places to live in the UK. I can certainly talk about that. So first and foremost, every student that comes to our university is assigned a personal tutor. So this is an academic who is an individual person that you can go to if you're experiencing issues on your course. Perhaps you need some extra support with some of the content that you're learning about. They are here as a one-to-one person that you can go to for conversations with that kind of those kind of support needs. In addition to that, we also have an international student support services team. They are part of a wider student support services team, but with a specialism in international students. So they can help you with everything. Something as simple as, I've lost my NTU ID badge. That's Nottingham Trent University, not National Taiwan University. I've lost my ID card. Or it could be something more serious, like you're suffering from mental health issues. They can signpost you to the right services to help you to overcome those issues. You might also have a disability, for example. That could be a physical disability or another type of disability, and we have teams on campus that will help support you with any additional needs that you might have that we need to put in place to make sure that you are successful at Nottingham Trent. Now, in terms of settling into wider society, of course, that's a really daunting prospect for anybody coming to the other side of the world, basically. The culture is different, of course. When I come to Taiwan, I'm very, very fortunate because everywhere I look, I can see English on road signs. A lot of the shops have English names. And when I go into a store, a 7-Eleven or a Family Mart, for example, the person that is serving me on the till, they will generally be able to speak a little bit of English, for example, and it's easy for me to get by here. However, when you come to the UK, of course, that's less of a convenience for you because there's not going to be signs in your home language. People won't be able to speak to you in your home language. But what you need to remember is that there is a huge student community and that people are very, very familiar with students in the city of Nottingham. So they're here to support you. They're very welcoming. We want students in our city. So if ever you are struggling to find somewhere or struggling to adapt when you arrive, don't be afraid to ask a local person for help. Speak to your local classmates and your local housemates if you need any support with things. And just remember that you have other international students to rely on for that moral support to help you to adjust to the changing culture. It is different. The food, for example, is certainly different, but you'll always be able to find a taste of home, for example, in restaurants in the city. And again, there'll always be somebody that you can talk to for assistance, whether that's a friend or a member of NTU staff. At Nottingham Trent, we offer lots of scholarships. So we've spoken already about our 50% Taiwan STEM scholarship for students from Taiwan that are applying to courses in our School of Science and Technology. But we also have other scholarships for other schools or faculties, as you might know them. So £5,000 Taiwan scholarship, that's one of them, and this is available to students for all different courses and all academic programs at postgraduate and undergraduate level. In addition to that, we also have wider scholarships which are available to students from across the world. So our NTU Excellence Scholarship, for example, this is worth up to 50% of the tuition fee. We also have smaller scholarships which are worth 25% or £3,000 or £2,000. But even that smallest scholarship is a significant amount of money. So my advice to you all is just apply. All you have to do is have an offer to study with us. You can then apply for a scholarship. We ask you to write 500 words and answer just 2 questions. This could save you a significant amount of money, but also, of course, you will always be able to write on your CV that one of the UK's leading universities gave you a scholarship, and that's something you'll be able to be proud of for a really, really long time. Speak to our colleagues at Study In to get advice on your scholarship application. I'm sure they'll be happy to help. And please, like I said, just give it a try. You have nothing to lose. Well, I think last year we awarded 1,300 scholarships, just over, which is incredible really. Yeah. So we do receive a lot of scholarship applications. We are a really popular university, so it's not everybody that gets a scholarship, of course, but listen, if you don't try, you'll never know. So you have to give it a try.